I'm out in the shop. I'm gonna make a coaster out of 1/8" steel and try putting a design on it and some polish, see if I can polish it up nice for a Christmas gift. So here's my scrap piece of steel. Here, cut out a guide to run the plasma cutter around, and I cut a piece of paper out. I'm gonna trace around the steel with like a Sharpie so I can get it closer to a perfect circle. I want to blue parts of the steel that is not going to be polished so that it will show up better with this liquid gun blue. This video is not sponsored by Beechwood Casey Super Blue. It's also not sponsored by Pure Ooey Metal Polishing. It is also not sponsored by Dunlap, Grizzly, Stanley, or Eastwood VersaCut Plasma Cutter System, or Porter Cable, or Yamaha or Honda Motorsports. Just use some double-sided sticky tape to tape this guide on. Worked pretty good. I cleaned it up, cleaned up the edges on the grinder, and as you can probably see, it's not super duper round. I mean, it's close, but that's what this piece of paper is for. But for now, I want to get that mill scale off at least one side. It'd be quicker to do it with an angle grinder, but I don't want to leave any ridges in it for the polishing process. We'll have to remove it, so I'm going to use the DeWalt. Also not sponsored by DeWalt. I wouldn't mind if they were sponsored by DeWalt, but alright, so I decided to go with 80 grit to start with because the mill scale wasn't coming off like I thought it would. And then 120, and I had it clamped to the workbench. I don't know if you can see that, but my clamp left a little scratch in here, which I'm not too happy about. So I'm going to work on getting that out with the random orbit. Alright, so I got most of the little Chingus out. It's right there. You can still barely see it. I didn't want to go any further because I don't want it to leave a divot or a low spot that might show up after it gets polished. And I'm going to do some texture on it with the Dremel, and I did a little bit of testing right here. So if any of this imperfections are still in here by the time I get done polishing it, I will just put some make sure I hit it with the Dremel right on that scratch, and it'll be gone. So I drew around that circle. I got some grinding to do. It looks a lot rounder before you get something round on it. So here we go. It's a lot more grinding than I wanted to do, but I'll start roughing this in on the bench grinder, and then I'll finish it off on the belt. I got it pretty good. The edges are nice and shiny and even. I'll try polishing. Well, that's about as good as it's going to get for now. I'll put some texture on it, put some cold blue on it, and then I'll polish off the blue again so it'll get maybe a little bit better. Alright, just draw a line on this thing so I can use it as a guide. Alright, so I got it, drew some lines on here as a guide to use the Dremel with a little cutoff wheel to make some traction on here. I'm going to clean it up with acetone and get it ready for cold blue. Okay, let's do some super blue cold bluing. Pretty weird. Okay, I put a couple coats of cold blue on the thing, and now I will buff off the flats and repolish. Well, it's about as polished as it's gonna get. Put a clear coat on it to keep it from rusting. Okay, I got some clear coat on the front of this. I taped up the edge here with some painter's tape. Whoop. So I can spray some adhesive on the back of here and on some of this craft foam that I got from the store, and stick on the foam to protect the bottom. Oop. Almost dropped it. Well, it turned out alright. There's some slight chips out of the finish on these edges. I'm not sure why. I might hit it with another coat. See if that will make them disappear. Other than that, I guess it turned out alright. Looks like it works.